Hello and welcome to our second lot of coverage of the 2023 Tuner's Edge Drag Battle. In our first episode, we checked out the 4-cylinder 2-wheel drive and all-wheel drive competitors, and now it is the 6-cylinder and 8-cylinder competitors, all of which were 2-wheel drive, which means traction was a struggle, but 3 of the cars did make it into the 9-second bracket, which is pretty impressive. Now, what else do we need to talk about while we're here? Well, firstly, you need to join our Motive YouTube channel and become a member so that you can go into the draw to win our monthly performance parts giveaways. This month, we're giving away a Turbo Smart external wastegate. You'll also have access to some exclusive footage and other discounts as well, so just click the join button down below. Also, new merch drop, and that is our Jet RH9 hoodie and t-shirt. Check it out. It's pretty cool. If you want to order one of those, just click on the link below in the description and order those. They'll be released in the next couple of weeks. So let's get into it and check out the 6-cylinder and 8-cylinder competitors at the 2023 Tuner's Edge Drag Battle. Let's go. Returning to Cootamundra Airport for some fun was Haidang's XR6 Turbo. Built Barra from Pereira Motorsport with a Pulsar turbo on a 6-boost manifold with Turbo Smart external wastegate. It blows through a Process West intercooler and into a Process West inlet manifold. There is R33 coils on top, all controlled by a Haltech Elite ECU, making over 1200 horsepower on 40 psi. It runs a Turbo 400 transmission with 15-inch wheels wrapped in drag radials, and externally, the styling is more JDM than ADM, with front lip, skirts, wing extension, and vented bonnet and the oil cooler in the front bumper. First timer at Tuner's Edge Drag Battle was Alex and his Toyota Supra from Pereira Motorsport. The 2JZ is now a 3.4 litre and runs a Precision 8685 turbocharger on a Turbo 1 custom exhaust manifold with GFB external wastegate. It blows through a Hypertune intercooler and inlet manifold. A Haltech ECU gives the car 1200 horsepower on 40 psi, transferred through the stock Jettrag 6-speed transmission to 15-inch World Racing wheels on the back wrapped in drag radials. Inside, it's bride seats, half cage and TRD wheel, while on the outside, it's a TRD style front lip and TRD rear wing. Something a little different for the Tuner's Edge Drag Battle was Nick's Ford XD Falcon Wild XD. The reverse cowl bonnet can't contain the stroked 7-litre Cleveland V8 from ACM engine and dyno with Vortex supercharger and blow-through carby and CHI inlet manifold on top. No dizzy though, with 8 individual coil packs controlled by the Fueltech ECU to the tune of 1200 odd horsepower on 25 psi. Inside, you can see the shifter for the Powerglide transmission, arm switch for the nitrous, and the Fueltech digital dash. The car looks super tough with the reverse cowl bonnet, drag wing, and fat drag radials shoved under the back. Another first-timer to Cootamundra Airport was Jake in F6 King from Pereira Motorsport. Fairly straightforward combination with built motor and precision 7675 on a 6-boost manifold with GFB external wastegate. Plasma Man intercooler, but stock inlet manifold and factory ECU retuned to make 1150 horsepower on 35 psi, which is transferred to the ground via a rebuilt ZF automatic transmission. Another Barra-powered Falcon at the 2023 Tuner's Edge Drag Battle was Dylan's Fry 22's XR6 Turbo Ute, tuned by ESP in Canberra. Built Barra with a Garrett G42 1200 on a 6-boost exhaust manifold with Turbo Smart external wastegate and Plasma Man intercooler and inlet manifold. A Howtech plug-and-play ECU with IC7 digital dash and over 800 horsepower is transferred to the back wheels via a Turbo 400 transmission, and they are wrapped in Raiden Hero drag radials. Mick returned to Cootamundra Airport with Black Magic, his R33 Skyline GTS 25T from Motorsport's Mechanical. If you took off the drag radials, front runners and parachute, it'd be a pretty good sleeper. Pretty simple on the outside. Pop the hood though and you're greeted by an engine bay that looks as good as it goes. Billet RB30 block with Nitto 3.2 litre stroker, dry sump and RB26 race ported head from MSM. The turbo is a Precision 8085 on a 6-boost exhaust manifold with Turbo Smart external wastegate. There's a Hypertune intercooler and Hypertune V2 inlet manifold. There's a custom header tank, R35 coils, mechanical fuel pump and Fueltech FT600 ECU. It makes up to 1500 horsepower, which goes through a 2-speed power glide. Another Pereira Motorsport entry, but with a blown V8 instead of a straight 6, was Matt Phillips' VF Malu Ute. Harrop 2650 supercharger, Hurricane exhaust headers, and an interchiller gives this LSA 1050 horsepower, which goes through a Turbo 400 transmission to the Raiden Hero drag radials up the back. In total contrast now, Dave's R33 Skyline GTS 25T. The GTR gets all the glory, but the little brother can make for a great car when modified correctly. Street Fryer uses an RB30 block and 26 head combination similar to plenty of big GTR builds, but rear-wheel drive with an HGT sequential transmission. A 7675 precision turbocharger sits on a 6-boost manifold, Turbo Smart external wastegate, blows into a Plasma Man intercooler and inlet manifold. There is PRP R35 coil packs, and the car runs a linked G4X ECU with multiple maps and traction control strategies. The brakes are stock size, but with upgraded rotors and pads, and the T37s are wrapped in Nankang AR1s for the street, but it runs drag radials for the strip. Inside is Sparco bucket seats and wheel, and a Howtech IC7 digital dash. Another Barra-powered Falcon from Pereira Motorsport was Bryce's FG. Built engine, Pulsar turbo on a 6-boost exhaust manifold, turbo smart external wastegate, and there's a Hypertune intercooler. It uses the factory ECU and a dash of nitrous to make 1200 horsepower via the Turbo 400 transmission. His car also runs the Raiden Hero drag radials up the back. The quickest Falcon at the 2023 Tuner's Edge Drag Battle was Alex's 7-second FG Falcon Ute from South Australia. A Precision Pro Mod 88 turbocharger means this is one stout-built Barra engine. It sits on a 6-boost exhaust manifold with Turbo Smart external wastegate, Plasmaman intercooler and inlet manifold with a Motec M150 ECU and Turbo 400 transmission with Gazzard Brothers rear end means it has all the fruit. Caged and teched, it runs world racing wheels with drag radials. The quickest Barra-powered car and 6-cylinder two-wheel drive at the 2023 Tuner's Edge Drag Battle was Daniel Saliba's crazy Datsun 1600. You wouldn't think a Barra would fit in the engine bay, but it does. And even better, one built and tuned by Precision Racing. Custom exhaust manifold with Turbo Smart external wastegate holds the giant turbocharger, and there is a Plasmaman intercooler and inlet manifold with a power glide behind it. The rear end is tubbed but runs a 275 Raiden Hero drag radial. Returning to Cootamundra Airport was Adam Cirillo in his LS turbo-swapped S15 Silvia. The built LS1 has a Garrett G45 turbocharger hanging off it with a Turbo Smart external wastegate and makes over 1100 horsepower thanks to the Howtech Elite 2500 ECU. Powerglide transmission and some 275 Raiden Hero drag radials are up the back. Once the V8 rear-wheel drive record holder at Cootamundra Airport, Danny Cirillo returned in his LS-swapped RX-7 to try and reclaim his title. Built LS7 with Garrett GTX 50 Turbo, hidden down low, and over 1200 horsepower thanks to the Haltech Elite 2500 ECU. It uses a 2-speed power glide and the increasingly popular Raiden Hero drag radials. Danny went tit for tat with his brother in his S15 for much of the weekend before he got his PB and took out quickest 8-cylinder two-wheel drive at the 2023 Tuner's Edge Drag Battle. PB right now, can you remember?
9.5.
Oh, not anymore, buddy. 9.4.
Hey!
We're getting somewhere.
We're getting
you
somewhere.
You want to get your two-wheel drive record back, don't you?
I do.
Creeping up on it?
Badly.
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 Any changes since last time?
Yeah, different gears.
Different gears?
Yeah, I've got more legs at the top end.
Awesome. Car's
Thanks, buddy.
flying, bro.
Thank you.
It's good. I want that record back, all right?
Yeah, that's what we want.
Well, until you've been to Cootamundra Airport, you don't know how hard it is to get a two-wheel drive into the 9-second bracket. So well done to Danny, Adam and Daniel Saliba for getting into the 9-second bracket, but it's still fun to watch all of those cars struggle for traction. Now, don't forget to subscribe because in our next episode, we are going to check out the supercars that came to Cootamundra Airport. See you then.